From the team that brought you the Haunted Files on ParaFlixx comes a new way to experience the unknown. This is the Haunted Files Unplugged, where the lights are low, the stories are raw, and the truth is stranger than fiction. Join Mike Delcoro, Eric Vanderlaan, and their special guests as they dive into the dark corners of the paranormal. From hauntings and cryptids to UFO encounters and everything in between. No filters, no scripts, just pure, unfiltered conversation from the world beyond. You're listening to the Haunted Files Unplugged.
Holy motherfucker!
What happened?
We're here.
We're here. All right. Well, welcome everybody to the Haunted Files Unplugged radio show. Sorry, I got startled and got caught off guard, but I'm your host, Eric Vanderlaan, and I got my other host and my buddy right over there.
What's going on, guys? My name is Mike Delcoro, and I'm your co-host. We got a great show for you tonight, and I'm going to let Eric continue telling us what we're getting into.
We got an amazing show. We're going to talk about Bigfoot. We're going to talk about skunk ape. And we got an expert here as our guest. We got Marie Dumont from the Mid-Florida Bigfoot research team. And I got a little intro. Want to see that?
I sure do.
Let's do it.
Awesome,
you go.
awesome.
So without
Looking forward to
further
picking the
ado,
brain a little here.
yeah, we're going to be working on a Bigfoot episode. So we need an expert. Bam. And there
That's
she
right.
is. Hey, Marie. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me, guys.
And we met.
Yeah,
at
no,
the,
happy to have you here. That's for sure.
Yeah, and we met at the what was the the Paracon?
Yes,
Paracon?
the Comic-Con
Fort
on Fort Myers.
Comic-Con, yep. And you had some amazing things on your table with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those Bigfoot prints those castings, those moldings that you had were pretty amazing.
Yes, they're pretty nice.
So Marie, Oh, go ahead, Mike.
No, real quick, I was just gonna say, like, so I've always been extremely interested in Bigfoot, skunk ape, and living here in Florida my whole life. So I always get excited when we have somebody that is a researcher of this, because it's a little bit different than what we do on a daily basis. We're always into doing paranormal stuff, so it's a great honor to have somebody like yourself and get to talk about something a little different. So that's all I wanted to say, Eric. And go ahead. What were you about to ask?
I was just going to ask Marie if she could tell everyone just a little brief history about herself, how she got into this, what got her interested, and all about Mid-Florida Bigfoot research team.
Awesome.
Oh boy.
We could go for hours.
I know.
What got you in? You're in Tampa, right? You're near
Yes,
Tampa?
I'm in Tampa, and I started out being a paranormal investigator, and I've been doing that for over 30 years. And so I just started doing that. And whenever you're doing, started with ghost hunting, right?
Right.
And then it evolved into UFOs and aliens. And then it gradually evolved into Bigfoot. And I had some friends who were into Bigfoot. And I was like, I don't know. And so.
Ghosts take up most of my time, damn it.
But we would go to Ocala National Forest and drive around and stuff. And so I was on a camp out, one night camp out. It was the coldest night of the year in January, Ocala National Forest. I was with probably at least 15 people. And we're all sitting around the campfire trying to keep warm. And about 1:30 in the morning, I heard a long and lengthy vocalization. It just went on. It was, whoa! It was just, it went. And it was like, we just all looked at each other. We're like, oh my God, it was only one. Mm-hmm. And, but incredibly long, loud, and lengthy. It took something with huge lung capacity to make that kind of vocalization for that long. And it wasn't that far away. It was maybe a half mile away, maybe, in an area where there's some, ponds and lakes and stuff like that. And I was like, oh my God, they do exist. I want to be the one to prove they do in Florida. So that's been my goal. And that's when I started to, go out by myself. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I've never even been out in the woods before. But I just started going out to like local parks and stuff. Because the biggest thing about Bigfoot research when you're starting is getting used to being out in the woods and stuff.
Right. That's getting right up Mike and I's alley.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just trying to get comfortable enough where you can do that. And I'm like, okay. So I would go out every weekend, and I'm like, okay, this isn't too bad. There were some scary moments where I kind of got lost, but I'm here. And so then I was like posting stuff on my personal Facebook page. And I was like, this just is not the right place for me to post this kind of stuff because, I have future employers. I don't want them to think I'm a whack job, the deal. So I just started the Mid-Florida Bigfoot Research Group. And it was just me. And now I have over 11,000 members.
Oh, wow.
Probably at least 70%, 75% of those 11,000 members are Floridians, which is wonderful because I want to know what's going on in the state, what people are experiencing. I want to show people what we're experiencing, because we're trying to collect evidence, right?
Exactly.
Because we want to, prove that they exist in the state in order to help protect them. There's so much development going on in the state of Florida that all the land is just being bought up, stupid houses being built, and it's really sad.
It is. It sure is. And like I grew up as a boat captain and boat crew my whole younger life here, and so anytime I got spare time, I always wanted to get out in the woods, just because it's the complete opposite of what I was doing every day is out in the water. So I used to spend a lot of time out in the woods and up. I have a property up in St. Cloud area, and I used to spend a lot of time out there. And I know that there was a couple sightings in that area as well. And I've always been super fascinated. But the more and more that we talk to researchers and different people that are investigating this phenomenon, if you will, there's usually two sides, right? On one is on the side that it's some kind of a primate, and then the other side is something paranormal, something supernatural.
Alien.
That might be interdimensional, might be alien, might be something of that nature.
There's a third option.
What's the third?
The third option is like a Neanderthal, a wild man. More of a
See, that would, to me, I'm leaning. It's weird because I investigate the paranormal, right? So, and obviously, I believe in spirits and supernatural stuff, but for some reason, when I think about like a Bigfoot, to me, I lean more towards the and that would make sense. A wild man, or some kind of a primate, right? Especially in Florida. To me, I look at with all the hurricanes and all the stuff that we've had with animals getting loose out of zoos and monkey jungle and all this. If I think of exactly. And there's so many things that are non-native here that just thrive.
Yes.
What side of the fence do you really kind of fall on?
I originally started out with primate, like most people.
That's what everybody says, right? They started off that way, and then.
But no, I've changed now to, I believe it's more of a wild man, a Neanderthal. Kind of species.
A little bit more intelligent, right?
Because of all the Native American stories.
Yes.
That's why. They didn't describe it as a primate. They treated them like they were their own tribe of people. They didn't say tribe of apes. They said tribe of people.
Gotcha.
So, and I have friends in the Pacific Northwest, and over there, they're definitely wild men. That's what they all believe over there. And Thomas Seawood, he's a Native American over there, and he went feral. He lived out in the woods for like 285 days, and he saw them. He saw how they lived and stuff, and they actually spoke an ancient form of language that the natives used to speak over there. I think it's called Chinook.
Okay.
And, he knew some words from that language, and he communicated with them using that language. That's not a primate. So
do you think maybe this is the answer to why they don't find bones? Maybe because they think that they're human bones? No.
Well, the size would be gigantic,
Yeah, that's true.
It would be, but the problem with the bones is because of our heat here. It's so hot here, like in the summertime, spring, summer, fall. It only takes, because of our heat and humidity, it takes only 7 to 9 days for a body to totally decompose here. So I don't know if you've ever had dogs or, outdoor dogs and cats. Whenever they know they're going to die, go off and hide.
Yes. And I was just going to say that I had a little pug actually disappeared because it was getting old. And this thing could barely walk, and it disappeared, and I feel like it went off and died and somewhere and hid.
That's exactly what all dogs and cats do, and probably other animals. When they know they're going to die, they're going to go off probably into this gnarly back swamp, muck that you can get into. They'll die. No one's going back there. Humans.
Yeah,
chances are humans can't get in there in the places that they're going to, and then it's like finding a needle in a haystack.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, if you look at
the right time to find bones, say in the Everglades, 1.5 million acres. Good luck finding a body.
Yeah.
No, even like when they had the plane crash out there, when it went into the muck and stuff, they only recovered a couple bodies out of
the value jet crash. The muck sucked in.
Yep.
Like a vacuum. The airplane, and they said the biggest body part they saw was a knee. That was
knee.
A knee was the biggest body part.
We did an episode on it. Yeah.
Wow.
We went out there and investigated out by the
right by off of Tamiami
memorial.
Trail. That memorial is where those
Wow.
pipes are, those pillars
Mhm.
representing each
Mhm. Mhm.
passenger. And it was just like on a hunch, and we got some crazy activity. Like we did well, there's an experiment called the Estes method.
Mhm. Yep.
Well,
Mhm.
we do it with a twist. We have it. We do a blend of the Estes method and the Gansfeld experiment. We call it the Delco experiment with the set of the blindfold with the
The
red
glasses.
goggles.
Yeah, the goggles.
So
Yep.
we were out there, and I was under. I was the one under, and I was just spitting out everything that had to do with flying. I can't fly. Same coordinates. This is weird. Like, why are we dropping off?
I know, right?
I know, it's wild. Like my internet.
It's
You brought something.
paranormal.
You brought something on the show,
Yeah,
Marie.
I
What'd
wouldn't be
you
surprised.
do? Mike. I was telling Marie she brought something to the show. So keep dropping off.
Yeah, you're kicking us out.
The next time it's going to be both Mike and I dropped off, and Marie.
Yeah, it'll just be me.
Right?
Hey, it's my show. But going back to your thing about Bigfoot, like what it is and stuff like that. Me and my team, we believe that we have both Bigfoots and skunk apes in the state of Florida.
Okay.
Because the reports are very different in areas.
So what's the difference between a Bigfoot and a skunk ape?
There's a few differences. The size, number one.
Right.
Skunk apes are about 5 to 7 feet tall, and they're thin, and they have less hair, and they have 4 toes versus 5 toes.
Okay.
Okay. They're 4 long toes, and of course they all stink and stuff like that. That's based upon the reports, like south of Tampa. So you're talking like starting around Mayaca,
South Florida,
and all the way down to the Everglades.
Is that because of the conditions? Maybe like throughout the years, that's the way they. I can't think of the word, but over the years, that's the way they evolved. Yeah, because of the conditions down here.
Yeah, and it's they obviously like the heat, and the water. Those are all watery areas, right?
Yeah.
Very dense, very swampy, very, very. And the reports are also around the St. John's River. Again, water, right?
Right.
So, but like Tampa and north are Bigfoot. The reports seem to be more of a Bigfoot type of creature that's 6 to 9 feet. I would say 6 to 8 feet tall, normally. Bigger, hairier, 5 toes versus 4 toes. So they find 4 toe prints down south, and everywhere else they find 5 toe, typically 5 toes. So, now for the skunk ape, why do they have 4 toes? Don't know. But they seem to act more of a primate. Those long toes are probably for climbing trees, because just think about the Everglades, right? It's all water, right? Where are they going to sleep at night? They got to find trees to climb in, or they have to find some dry land somewhere that they can sleep, right? So
that makes sense.
The long toes are used for climbing trees. That's just a hunch. I don't have any proof of that.
No, but that obviously makes a lot of sense. And what baffles me too is when it comes to this subject, I've had some friends or acquaintances and friends and family and stuff that are really not into anything paranormal, right? But when it comes to this subject, my father was like a manager of a bunch of security guards when he retired, because just couldn't settle down and sit still. So he always had to do something, So during his retirement, he was a manager, and he would drive around and check on all the other security guards that were out and stationed out there. And he gets a phone call from one of the guys that was working at a security, little guardhouse. But this is out on like 27 somewhere out in the middle of nowhere. And there was like, I guess like a monk's retreat or something, like in the middle of the woods. I have to ask him where it is, but it was just a little security station out there, and that was it, like a little AC and a TV, and that's it. Okay. And the guy calls him and says, "You need to get out here, or get another guy out here. I'm going home." And he's like, "What do you mean you're going home?" And he's like, "You have another 2 hours on your shift or whatever." And he's like, "No, I'm leaving now. You better get somebody out here." And he wouldn't really tell him over the phone. So he goes, "Okay, I'll come out there, I guess." So my dad drives out there, and when he got there, he told him, he's like, "I'm getting out of here," and he was freaked out. He said he looked white, like he saw a ghost. He was like scared. He was like, I'd never seen. If this guy was lying, he was really convincing, because he said this guy was really scared. And he said what happened was he leaned over, like kind of got out of the booth and was kind of taking a leak on the side of the little building. And he said he looked up, and he said he just came, like made eye contact with something about 7 feet tall, he said, standing right behind next to a tree, like kind of peeking out, and just made eye contact with him. And they both stared at each other for a second. And then it kind of tucked back in the trees and disappeared. And he went right back in his booth and grabbed his gun and was just sitting there waiting. And that's when he called my dad. And, this is just a security guard, just like I by accident just said, I gotta go, So that's a pretty convincing story to me. I mean, that's pretty.
Well,
strange,
you had a personal experience. Did you tell her about that?
No, not yet. No, That one's weird to me. That was up by Mayo, Florida, which is a little tiny town up in North Florida somewhere. My buddy had a hunting camp up there. It's kind of by Rosewood area and way up there, like almost by the Florida-Georgia border.
Okay, all right. And so close to, is it on the Pensacola side, or is it more on the east side?
That's a good question. It's been so long. I just know.
Is it close to Tallahassee?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm wondering, because that's a hot area. That's
Mayo, Florida. It's in Lafayette County.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, I went around that. I went there last year on a camp out. I'm going.
So this is right at the bend.
Yeah.
It's right by there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a hot area around there.
So we were driving. To go up to his hunting camp, and his camp was in the middle of nowhere by itself. There's no other camps around. It was just some property he bought, and he had like a little trailer on it, and that was it. And we were heading out there in his F-250, and we're driving down this 2-lane road in the middle of nowhere, and it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. And I don't know if a log it was probably about 3 foot long, about 2-3 inches thick log came, like somebody grabbed it and just chucked it and just kind of spinning out from the woods and came out and hit the front of the truck.
Oh my God.
And this is, 3 o'clock in the morning in the middle of nowhere. And there was no people around. This just kind of came. So it hit the truck pretty good. And it was my buddy's brand new truck. And he goes, "Oh man, what the hell was that?" And I was like, we were both like,
"Don't stop, damn it. Keep going."
Yeah, he goes, "Oh, we should check the truck." And I said, yeah, we'll check it. Keep going. We'll check it down the road. So we drove another mile or so, then we pulled over and looked, and you could see a little scrape on the side of the truck where it hit it, and a little dent and a scrape, but it didn't really do any major damage. But it was something chucked that thing, like
That's
saw us
awesome.
coming. Yeah. And like definitely like lobbed it out like at us. And it wasn't there's no way there was a person. There was no way. There was nowhere. 3 o'clock in the morning out there, and the side of the no cars, no nothing.
That's what a lot of the activity it's usually around after midnight to about 4, 5 in the morning. Yeah, that's the prime time. So I totally believe you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that was really strange.
And you're not the first one who has said that kind of thing before. So
Yeah. So those are my two experiences.
What's
that
the
I've-
deal with lima beans? Is that just a
Oh
skunk
yeah, I
ape
wanted to
thing?
ask you about that. Dave Shealy mentioned the lima beans thing, and I was always wondering what in the world. How do you figure that one out?
yeah, I don't know. Maybe he probably just used what he had at the time, and so then he starts using it. That's what he uses to uh, gift with, to bait with. Like he'll just, big old pot of, dried lima beans and just set them out there, dump them in the dirt. What he does is he rakes an area, big area, and then he dumps the lima beans so that when something walks to the lima beans, there's going to be a print, right?
Right.
So he brings a rake and he rakes a big old area, makes it all nice and smooth, dumps the lima beans, and hopes that something will go there. And he said he's had luck with that.
So I brought some. We're gonna bring some dough esters, and some can of lima beans and some stuff, and we'll bring it out there and see what we see.
Well, it's
you
I
got
dried
just-
big
beans.
old.
It's
you got
dried
big-
beans. It's not beans in a can, okay?
I know, but I'm bringing some can of lima beans. That's all I got.
We did it. We tried it once in a area in one of our gifting areas. We tried the beans, but I think the deer or the squirrels nibbled at it, but they
Yeah.
ended up growing. They ended up growing in this.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Green vines, yes.
Well, that's
I'm
cool.
like, what the heck is going on here?
That's what I mean. Everything, just thrives down here, and the moisture and the heat. And just the way
Especially in a swamp where that black soil. And
Oh yeah, it's so nutrient rich and everything.
We'll have
yeah.
a lima bean epidemic in the Everglades. What's your preferred method, Maria?
Of what? Gifting?
No, to try to attract Bigfoot.
Well, we try all kinds of stuff all the
I'm
time.
gonna try to make you do the howl before the end of the night.
Yeah, no, I personally do not. I don't like to do howls. I don't like yells, doing howls. I don't like doing knocks, because you don't know what you're saying. You don't know what any of that means, and
yeah.
they're probably going to run off. So that's not what I want. I just want to experience it, just be quiet kind of thing, and just experience it for what it is. I'm not. Yeah, okay. So you'll get a tree knock whether you do a tree knock or not, if they want you out of there,
Yeah.
So you don't necessarily have to do it, but most people do because they want a response. I get it. I understand, but it's not what I like to do. I just normally like to go out in the woods and just sit and just be quiet and enjoy and see what happens. But we do gift. We have gifted in some places, and the biggest thing that works for us is peanut butter. Peanut butter is a big one.
Creamy or crunchy? Or
does not matter.
Okay.
And Reese's peanut butter cups.
Oh my God! If I was a Bigfoot, I'd be all over that. I'll be mauling everybody.
Like, do we really have to leave them for Bigfoot?
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, Eric, did you got any?
I'll be eating them all. I get
Yeah.
attacked by a Bigfoot. I'll be on the news. Paranormal investigator mauled by a skunk ape.
It's like, come on, can I have one, please?
With Reese's peanut butter wrappers all around him.
Yeah. And so we'll also bring like oranges or apples,
Okay.
or whatever food we have to bring out there. We typically like to do that just to see what would happen, just because.
I got a little game cam I'm gonna bring, and I was gonna set that up. No,
forget the game camera.
Yeah.
Anymore.
Are they sensitive to IR light?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They are.
Yes. Because I've had my trail cameras up, and if you look at a trail camera with night vision goggles,
you could
it
see.
looks like a street light. It looks like it's all illuminated. You could see the area that's lit up from the IR light.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they avoid them. they definitely avoid them. There's been people who say that they can see, like they with a trail cam, they can just kind of see a little something, but it's going around outside their perimeter of the light, you know. So they can see that. I haven't had any luck when we've put it out in our one of our first gifting areas. They all activity stopped, and they created another trail in another area. I had 2 trail cams out, one on either side of this gifting area. The way you walk in, I wanted to really see if there's any humans going back there because I want to see, okay, are humans manipulating, messing with our gifting items, or is it a Bigfoot? And so I put 2 trail cams out, probably, I don't know, 150 yards away from each other. And like I said, all activity stopped, and they created a new trail between the 2 trail cams.
Oh, wow. What about thermal cameras?
Yeah, thermals are my favorites. Thermals I'd love to have when I'm out there because you're gonna see heat signatures. But the problem with that is, sunlight heats up trees, so it makes the trees warm, or rocks.
Yeah, rocks. Yeah.
The heat of the sun during the day, so they'll show up on thermal. So some
Yeah.
people are like, oh, look, it's something. No, it's a tree, or it's a rock, or
Yeah, you
So
ever take a thermal? You ever take a thermal to a cemetery? All the headstones are lit up like.
Are they?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
the sun beating on the headstones all night.
I believe
all
that.
day,
Mhm.
and then it cools down. The headstones glow because they're all hot from the sun. Different
Yeah.
temperature.
There's Bigfoot sightings around old cemeteries.
Interesting.
Yeah, which I find very interesting.
Have you been to Ortona Cemetery near Moorhaven?
No. I may have. That name sounds familiar, but I'm not sure where it's at. But yeah, they like old cemeteries, kind of like the abandoned ones.
Yeah.
If it's just a peaceful place for them, they're probably going through looking for little gadgets. You know how people leave food,
things. Yep.
or they'll leave marbles or flowers or little statues on the tombstones and stuff. And I think my guess is I bet they go through there and they pick up
Looking for like little trinkets,
little
things.
trinkets. See if there's something new, because there are still people who go out there and put new flowers and new gadgets out. And so I think that's what they really do there. That's all speculation on my part based upon
No, but it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense
on what I've seen or done. So, but yeah, old cemeteries, interesting.
So the thermal cams, I mean the infrared. I mean, we're going to be filming each other probably with infrared, with night vision. We should be okay there. But but I know what you're saying. Like when you put a one of those game cams out, they really do protrude out a lot of infrared. So I will I'll keep that in mind. And I also got a friend of mine that's going to loan me his Gen 2 military night vision that they normally clip to the helmet and come down.
That's what
check those out.
We have military grade night vision goggles.
Eric, you trying to say something? Because I think your mic's not working now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. I think I got ghosted again. I don't know what you're doing here. I never had this problem. It's the first time.
Sure, Eric. Try to blame me.
I am. Anyway, I'm just joking. We were talking about Ortona. Did you guys get deep into that at all?
No.
No, I'm not sure if I've ever been there or not. I may have. The name sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's right near Moorhaven. It's in the middle of nowhere, and the interesting thing about this cemetery is there's Native American mounds. There's a serpent mound there, and there was a half moon mound there, but in the early 1900s, they dug up the shell mitten to make roads out of it. And then they built a cemetery over it, right where that half moon crescent mound.
You have these crescent moon and serpent mounds that date back to 250 AD. Yeah. And then you have a cemetery from the 30s that was disturbed it and built on top of it. And it's on all this, this holy land. And you just have a superstorm for paranormal activity out there. It's wild.
If you want to see shadow figures, that's the place to go.
No, I bet.
We're always seeing shadow figures. And also white mist and stuff. You got disembodied voices. Mm-hmm. It's pretty wild, and it looked like it would be a good place for a Bigfoot or a skunk ape to roam around.
Oh yeah, I would like. I was telling Mike before you decided to leave me. They probably go through and pick up little trinkets and stuff. How people leave stuff on tombstones.
This one's very eclectic.
Trinkets, little marbles, crystals, rocks. Whatever.
This has all of that.
Yeah.
Cemeteries. It has the solar lights. There's even one grave marker that's just like a couple of branches built into a cross, and it has like a cap, the guy's cap
cool.
to it.
That's very cool.
It's actually like the grave markers are pretty interesting. Like the one guy that's buried there, he has all these I forget what kind of beer, but it's all his favorite beer there. I think it's Natty Light.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's actually
what was it, Billy?
The beer I would drink.
Is it Billy Bones? What was the guy's name?
Billy Bowlegs is buried there as well. So yeah,
one of the Native American.
He's related to the Osceola family, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah. That intro, you're on the airboat. Is that Betty Osceola riding it?
That's Betty Osceola.
Riding it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I would love to meet her one day.
Yep. Great lady. She's so knowledgeable. She's had a skunk ape sighting.
I would not doubt that at all.
Mm-hmm.
So we were at a Paracon. Where were we, Eric? What was that in?
Wait. Marie was at the one at the Arcadia Opera House.
Yes,
that's what I was talking about. Yeah, and they had the Native American come out and do a dance.
Yeah, I brought her in.
Oh, you did? Oh,
mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have that on video. I'm going to use it in the episode.
That was the coolest thing. I love that.
Yeah, that was neat.
Yeah, she died.
Oh no!
Oh, no way.
She had an illness, and her daughter reached out to me because I wanted to bring her to, I think it was the Alligator Festival, or from my skunk ape thing in the Everglades. We were going to bring her in because we wanted her to do another dance and stuff. And then her daughter said that she was dying. And I felt so bad for her. So yeah, she's gone now. She's passed.
Okay.
But yeah, she did that one dance. I'm glad you saw it. That's good.
Yeah, I videoed it, and I was gonna put it into our video.
Mm-hmm.
And then I could put maybe if you send us her name, I could put rest in peace or something on there for her, tribute to her.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But Marie, we gotta pay bills. We're like past due on that time.
That's right. We got we got a couple ads we got to play, and we'll be right back with you.
Okay.
What's up? Mike and Eric from the Haunted Files here, and we got these pieces of paranormal equipment in our hand. Why is that?
Because we want to give a big shout out to the Ghost Hunter store, our sponsor. And you might see some of this equipment on your favorite ghost hunting shows. Is that right, Mike?
That's right, especially the Haunted Files on ParaFlixx.
And we're going to give you a special code. And when you use the code, you'll get 20% off. And we're going to give you a special code. And when you use the code, you'll get 20% off. And we're going to give you a special code. And when you use the code, you'll get 20% off. And we're going to give you a special code. And when you use the code, you'll get 20% off. And we're going to give you a special code. And when you use the code, you'll get 20% off. And we're going to give you a special code. And when you use the code, you'll get 20% off. And we're going to give you a special code. And when you use the code, you'll get 20% off. And we're going to give you a special code. And when you use the code, you'll get 20% off. And we're going to give you a special code. And when you use the code, you'll get 20% off. And we're going to give you a special code. And when you use the code, you'll get 20% off. And we're going to give you a special code. And when you use the code, you'll get 20% off. And we're going to give you a for a discount on these devices.
That's right. So if you go to the Ghost Hunter store, you go to the website, when you check out, if you enter the code Ghost Gone Wild,
Not Girls Gone Wild.
that's right, you get a discount on your purchase. So check them out. They're your one-stop shop for everything paranormal.
What's up, everybody? I'm Eric, and this is Mike from the Haunted Files. And Mike, we got something special to tell everyone, right?
We do. We have an amazing product here. This is from Haunted Happy Hour, where they make spirit-infused coffee. And what's cool about this product right here is it's the Haunted Files edition. It's a Dark Isles brew.
Yep, and it's got a blend of Irish cream, pistachio, and dark rum. A perfect blend to awaken your dark side, right, Mike?
Hell yeah, it is. And if you're feeling sluggish or you are ready to investigate all night, this is for you, man. And it is amazing tasting. And not only that, but what did ParaFlixx do for us and for the fans?
Well, you're going to get a special discount code that's on the package, and you're going to be able to get 3 months for free ParaFlixx. And who can they watch, Mike?
They can watch us and all the other amazing investigators on the ParaFlixx platform. So get yours today and make sure you check out ParaFlixx and the Haunted Files.
And if you're feeling dead inside, get caffeinated with Haunted Happy Hour.
Are you ready to explore the unknown?
Eventually.
Brace yourself for a journey into the supernatural. ParaFlixx Paranormal Plus, your gateway to the paranormal, all-in-one streaming service. Dare to explore, dare to believe, dare to stream alone.
It does not want us here.
Sign up now and embark on a supernatural adventure like never before. ParaFlixx Paranormal Plus, the universal home of paranormal.
All right, guys. And speaking of ParaFlixx, if you don't know, we have a show on ParaFlixx called The Haunted Files. This radio show is called The Haunted Files Unplugged. So the original Haunted Files is on ParaFlixx, where you can see Eric and I and different team members and different investigators and special guests investigating different haunted locations throughout the U.S. And we got our season 4. It's been 4 years already, coming out on January 23rd, which is next Friday, 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on ParaFlixx. If you get that coffee that we mentioned earlier, you get 3 months free. They have a couple of free promotions going on right now too, so you get a free trial for a month. So check us out. We also have season 1, 2, and 3 streaming right now for you. And I'm going to play a quick little trailer, and then we're going to get right back to the show. This is the trailer for season 4, episode 1, starting Friday. Welcome to the Haunted Files, and tonight we're investigating this massive battleship. Eric, where are we?
Well, we drove all the way up to Wilmington, North Carolina, and we are on the deck of the USS North Carolina. Seen a lot of battles during World War II in the Pacific.
Yeah, and we're going to get in there and see if we can find any of this paranormal activity that they've been reporting throughout the years on this vessel.
And we got a lot of work cut out for us tonight.
We sure do. Let's get it.
What kind of paranormal experience have you had here?
I've got a lot of them, but just to give you a couple examples, I was able to see one of the brig doors just open wide and close all by itself, as if somebody just walked out of it.
Wow. What was that?
What was that?
What was that?
What was that?
You're recording, right?
Yeah.
That was a loud song.
Hello? Holy shit. Mary Lynn is a world-renowned psychic medium, and we're gonna have her kind of lead some of the way.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have her kind of feel out what's going on and see if she can lead us to any of the areas that we might capture something.
All right, I'm excited. Let's do this. You've ever been here before?
I'm not.
What's happening? What's happening? Okay. I'm good. Woo.
Oh boy. Should we go to the med bay?
No, I'm good.
like being cold, or you feel dark, or?
Yeah, there's been a lot of deaths in here because whenever I was standing right there, it's just blood on the floor. It's like someone.
That's what you saw in the vision?
That's what I saw, yeah. So
oh, wow.
Someone actually bled out right here.
I heard there's a story about a sailor who died when it was hit by a torpedo.
There are 4 that died, actually 5.
Okay.
4 of them died in the torpedo area where it hit below the area where they were. 23 were injured, and 1 was washed off deck. This was a 1,000-ton torpedo.
Yeah, my name is Mike. I'm actually a
You're not supposed to be here.
Big shout out to Marilyn Bass and Mike Gagliano from Pair with the Normal being our special guest. And season 4 is going to be jam packed with special guests. So we're looking forward to that, right, Mike?
Heck yeah, we are.
Yep. We got Patty Negree. We got David Sloan, Robert the Doll. It's going to be amazing. Can't wait. And now we're done with all those damn commercials, Marie. Now we can continue and focus on you.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
So there's also, you were talking about cemeteries and stuff and Indian mounds, and there's been a few sightings of Bigfoots around Indian mounds also.
Okay, interesting.
So whether they're protectors, maybe of the mounds, since they had seem to have relationships with Native Americans, maybe they are doing some kind of, they're protecting them in some way, shape, or
what
form.
do the Seminoles and Miccosukees like? What are their beliefs on Bigfoot, skunk ape? Is it like mythology? Is it to them something real?
Oh yeah, they've had sightings. They've all had sightings, Miccosukee and Seminoles.
I mean, almost every tribe has documentation
yes.
of sightings and
aren't there even like almost like hieroglyphics, like going back prehistoric of Bigfoot?
Yes. More out west, like in Utah and stuff like that. There's a lot of hieroglyphics out there. Arizona.
Now, are they in every state, or is there like okay, so they're all over the U.S. and maybe like all over North America, South America. I mean, all over the world, I would think, because you got the Yeti.
Yeah.
They
all have their own names for the same kind of creatures, And
right.
So it's just every region has come up with their own name. But the Miccosukee and the Seminoles, they talk about skunk apes specifically. And like I said, they said that they treated them like they were their own tribe of people, and so they had to get along with each other, right? So they did, and but they have their own stories. Betty Osceola, I can't even talk. Betty Osceola had a sighting of a skunk ape. Herbie Jim, he's had a few experiences on the, especially on the Seminole Reservation around the outside of Lakeland. They've had a few experiences there, different ones, different natives, and just different things like what you said about they're driving a golf cart, and because they built this housing community for themselves, right? Outside of Lakeland. And so they're driving, when it was being built, they were driving around in a golf cart, and like you said, big old log flies across right in front of them, almost hits them, and like a tree is thrown at them. Stuff like that.
Their reservations are pretty interesting. Like they're out in the middle of the Everglades, but they've got these nice houses. They're up on mounds, in case there's a flooding. They got their golf carts.
Yeah,
but it's right in the middle of the Everglades. Like it's just that community.
Some of the areas they're very, the Miccosukee, the Seminoles are the richest tribe around, and so they have nice
Obviously.
stuff. But the Miccosukee, they don't have as much money, so their housing isn't the best. In the summertime, the Miccosukee village down there is underwater. It goes underwater. You know?
Yeah, by Loop Road, there's like
Yeah.
a little community out there
Hmm.
that I saw.
Yeah. So they've all had their own experiences with skunk.
And but they don't tend to be malevolent, right? Like
The skunk apes tend to be more aggressive than a Bigfoot, and
Heard
again,
that, Mike.
if they
yeah, if you get attacked, I'm filming it. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
then I'll help.
yeah, exactly.
This is good TV, damn it.
It's all about film.
Yeah, and evidence, by the way.
Yeah, and
I'll take one for the team, damn it.
yeah, I'm always used as bait all the time when my friends when we're out. Okay, she's out here. You can get her. Yeah, all that stuff. It's
So,
fun.
have you had any scary experiences that any close calls?
Oh,
like
I've
where
had-
you're like, I'm
Oh,
jumping
yeah.
in my car and I'm out of here.
No, I don't get scared like that. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No, so in February 23rd of 2024, Jennings State Forest outside of Jacksonville. My team and I went out there for a long weekend. A friend of ours invited us out there. We
I
were
think
taking,
Natalie Smearman told us about that. There's a place by Jacksonville
yeah,
that's pretty
Mhm.
active.
Jennings. Yeah, that's my area, and that's where I found that quarter-mile trackway of footprints, 16-inch footprints for a quarter of a mile. In between each step was 54 inches.
Wow.
And then, so I found that, right? I found that trackway, but it was nighttime. It was probably 11 o'clock at night. We weren't supposed to be out of our campground, but some volunteers took us out to this place. They thought, oh, this would be a good place to check out. Yeah, I found the trackway. Well, then we go back to our camp because it's night. We can't see. We want to come back in the morning and look at the prints, right?
Right.
And so I was car camping. Ruby and I were both car camping in our campground. Her car was about 15, 20 feet away from mine.
Mhm.
And then Mike and Chris, they were in the next campground and they were in tents. And so, we go to bed. I get in my car and I'm in the hatchback area and I have it all, decked out with mattresses, pads, and stuff. But I'm laying there and I cannot sleep. I'm just like trying. And I'm like, oh, this is ridiculous, but I can't sleep. Around, I'm guessing probably around 4 in the morning, I hear something big and bipedal walk next to my car. It's pacing next to my car
Oh,
on
wow.
the riverside. Boom, 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 back and forth. And I'm just laying there in the car and I'm like, what the heck is that? I knew what it was, but I was trying to debunk it. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, is that Ruby? Is that, why is she walking so loud? Why is she walking
Trying to find an explanation.
I'm trying to figure it out, trying to debunk it, but I know what it is.
Mhm.
And I'm just laying there. I'm just listening to it. It's just walking back and forth. They did it like 5 times. And then it pushed my car. It pushed my hatchback where I was at. And I was like, whoa. And I was like, whoa.
We've heard that from
Crazy.
multiple people too, that they'll do that. Like, you think it's out of curiosity? Like, oh, what is this? What is this thing?
Well, maybe it saw me find the prints. Maybe it saw me out there and it followed us back. Because I'm the
I've
one
never seen a woman like Marie before. I'm gonna
Yeah,
check
right?
her out.
Yeah, check her out. So, did it see me find the prints and it came back to the campground and it harassed me? Right?
Mhm.
Don't know. Possibility. But Ruby slept through everything. She probably had an experience, but she didn't know it because she took a sleeping pill. But the next morning, I get out, I walk down to Mike's and Chris's campsite area because we're going to do breakfast and stuff. And Mike comes out of his tent. He's like, oh my God, I didn't sleep that great. I heard something loud and bipedal walking around my tent. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, are you kidding me? So I told him what happened to me in my car. And he's like, holy shit. I said, yes, it pushed me, the hatchback. That's where I was at, in the hatchback. And my car was unlocked. It could have opened the door.
It could have opened that.
It could have opened the door if
that would have been a little spooky.
If it tried. But I wasn't scared at all. I was fascinated. I'm always fascinated by this stuff. Nothing. There's only one thing that ever scared me, and that was when I was out with Natalie at night after the Fort Myers thing. I want Eric to hear this. He's gone. I wanted him to hear this story.
He should pop right back in here in a minute.
Yeah, I don't think, unless he heard it from Natalie, I want him to hear what happened to us when we did a nighttime investigation outside of, it's Babcock Ranch, which is outside of Fort Myers area. Mm-hmm. Eric, did Natalie ever tell you about what happened to us after the night after that Comic-Con?
No.
Okay. She went out with me, her and Cheryl Peacock.
Is that after we had dinner?
Huh?
Is that after we had dinner?
After we had dinner. Then we took off with Bob was with me, and Lynn Parsons was with us. She knows the area because she lives around there. It's Babcock Ranch, wildlife management area. Mm-hmm. And we go out at night. She picked this trail. Oof. Nighttime, I'm not crazy about it. Overgrown trail, like it hasn't been used in a long time. And it has tall grass that looks like corn stalks. They're like 6 feet tall.
I'm thinking snake boots.
Oh, I'm thinking more than snake boots. It was like, holy crap. So, I'm walking through, I'm leading the way. I got my flashlight and stuff. And Bob and Lynn had to go back to the Jeep because we didn't know if we locked the door or not. And so they turned around, they left. So it was me, Natalie, and Cheryl. So I continue walking down this path, right? And I hear something in the grass ahead of me. There was a big clump of this tall 6-foot grass. And I hear something like, it sounded like something stood up. Something was laying down and it got up. But it was only, I'm guessing, about 3 feet tall. And I froze because I was like, oh crap, I'm thinking hog, right? I'm right. Like, oh God. And so I said, I just froze and I said, we got to get out of here. So we turned around and started walking fast out of there. Well, this thing was following us. It was pacing us. It did not make a noise. Like, it didn't growl. It didn't do anything, but it was stalking us. It was right next to us, but we couldn't see it. It was moving through the other side of the grass. And
did you have any equipment?
Huh?
Did you have any equipment, like a thermal camera or something like that?
No, we just had our flashlights at the time.
Okay.
We didn't have anything. I don't know. I think Bob had thermal or night vision, but he was going back to the Jeep. But we just had our flashlights. But now I'm panicking because we don't have weapons. We have nothing except flashlights. And we're trying to get out there and out of there. And I'm thinking, oh my God, this is probably a hog. We've got to get out of here. And it's nighttime, right? We can't see anything.
Right.
And so then this thing turns it's been pacing us, right?
Mhm.
Now it turns and it's picking up speed. It's getting ready to lunge through this grass. And we were like, holy crap. No, thank God Natalie had bear spray. She sprayed this thing, whatever it was, with bear spray just to get it, because it was scary to attack us. It was
Right.
scary to attack me and Natalie because I was the closest to that spot. And she sprays that bear spray and it stopped. So it never made a single noise, but it stalked us. It was about 3 feet tall. We think it was a Florida panther.
Oh,
And that area is
that's
like
scary.
the birthing area, the major area of Florida panthers in Florida are there. And I was like, oh my God, we did not know that.
Is nighttime their hunting time?
Anytime.
Oh yeah.
Anytime.
Right?
Yeah, you got big teeth. That's all I
It's
know.
like, 3 girls. Okay. But like I said, never growled, but you could hear it moving very stealth-like through the grass
Uh-huh.
as fast as we were going until it turned and you could hear it coming right at us. Get ready to
They're fast
bust
too.
through.
They're super fast.
It was getting ready to like bust through the grass. And thank God she sprayed, because it would have jumped out and it would have gotten one of us, probably me. And but she deployed that bear spray. Thank God. So later on, like a week later, I was like, I got on the internet and I want to know more about this area. And that's how I found out. It's like the birthing area, favorite birthing area of Florida panthers. And it's like,
yeah, that probably wasn't a good idea.
and there was an article about somebody, a human out there, who encountered a Florida panther, and they deployed bear spray to stop the panther attack. And I sent it to Natalie and like, oh my God, look at this. This is us. This
exactly
what happened to us. That was scary.
Yeah.
So Florida panther, not a skunk ape or Bigfoot.
Well, that's something that, makes me nervous.
Yes. So you got to watch out for the panthers. That's a biggie. And of course, hogs. Hogs are horrible. They're
And you know what? Like I said, I used to hunt them, and those darn things, you can't put them down, man. I emptied a magazine from a 45 into one shoulder, and it fell down, and it got back up and took off. I mean, it eventually died, and we found it and we kept it. We used to donate them to a church up where we used to hunt, because we used to rut up the property real bad, and the cowboys out there their horses used to break their legs falling in little holes where the hogs were. So we would go out there and knock them all down for them, and then
I got a funny story though about that.
A funny
we
story.
were you know where Bear Island is?
Yep.
We were camping out there just with my buddies, and my one buddy was going through some hard times with his ex and his child, and he got into a drinking stupor, and he met us out there, and the dude was hammered. We started doing some hiking. He's like, I think I'm just gonna lay down here and rest. So he ended up going back to the campsite, and he had one of those tents where it's like a pup tent, but for like one person. It was like very snug, very small.
Yeah.
He thought that was like the coolest thing. So he passed out the whole day. When he woke up, he started eating
chicken wings,
and he's just like throwing the bones all over the place. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? We're gonna be visited by some wild boars.
Dumb.
Sure enough, real early that morning, there was you could hear them going around, but luckily nothing ever happened.
Yeah, lucky. I was out in the swamp once, and I'm just looking, I'm doing my thing, and I look over the right. I'm like, oh shit. There's a mama hog with like 10 babies.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh, crap. And then I happened to turn to the left, and there was Daddy hog. and I was like, oh no, I'm in between them. And I was like, oh God, what do I do? So I just kind of like, they got crappy eyesight, right?
Yeah, they do. Sure do.
Crappy
Yep.
eyesight. Thank God they have crappy eyesight. So I started like backpedaling. I'm like, okay, maybe they won't notice me, And I'm just like trying to back up, trying to get out of there as soon as I can, because you don't want to get near, mama and her babies, right? They'll tear you up, they'll kill you. And so I was able to get out of there. They didn't even notice, which is a miracle. But that was another scary moment. But again, it's wildlife that scares me, not,
Yeah, for sure.
Bigfoots, skunk apes.
That's kind of like that place that we go investigate, the Aerojet rocket facility. When we get out there, I'm more worried about humans, or like drug addicts or something out there, or the pythons, more than I am anything.
I'll be going in and out, disappearing on Mike that night.
Because that's the way I am. That's the scariest thing when I'm out doing research, is coming across another human.
Yeah.
That's like, I know what I'm doing there.
I had the weirdest thing one time. I was going out to my camp, and I'm gonna it's a quick one, but I was heading out to my camp, and I'm on the trail on the way in, and there is a lot of people out there that own property, but I'm driving on the trail, and there's usually nobody out there. And this is when I smoke cigarettes. I have my window down in my truck. I'm on 4-wheel drive, and I'm like chugging along, and I'm smoking a cigarette. And all of a sudden I hear, "Hey!" And I look over, and there's a guy just walking out of the woods. And this is like 12 o'clock at night, and he's by himself, and he's got a rifle on his sling on his shoulder.
God.
And he's like, and I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" He's like, "You got an extra cigarette?"
Oh,
and I was like, and he's walking up, and I'm
that sounds like bad news.
Yeah,
so
that sounds like a horror movie.
I took my gun that I have like a magnet on my truck. It sticks right next to the steering wheel. So I unclipped it, and I just laid it on my lap. So when he walked up to the car, he could just see it sitting on my lap. And I'm like, "Yeah, I got a cigarette here." And I gave him a light, and he's like, "All right, cool, thank you." And then he just kind of walked off back into the woods. And I was like, "All right, see ya." And it just drove away. I was like, what? That was the weirdest damn thing.
I've seen people like wearing like t-shirt, shorts, and flip-flops.
That sounds like me.
That's Florida.
And I'm like, what is this guy doing here? And he's just walking. I mean, it's like, does he have pot plants somewhere he's growing, and he's checking on his crop? I don't know, but it makes no sense, but it's freaking scary.
Yeah, it is. And you don't know who you're going to run into out there.
Yeah, that's and sometimes I go out by myself. So me as a woman coming across
that's why I usually, when I go out there, I always have my protection with me, just in case. But that's what the thermals are nice for too. Thermals will pick up people real easy. You can't hide from a thermal unless you're really, really, really trying.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. But the skunk apes, I've heard stories like there's another. The Seminoles have multiple reservations in Florida, and one of the ones, I think it's around Brighton, Florida. This lady's driving down the road. A skunk ape fell out of a tree in front of her car.
Oh wow!
It was like a young skunk ape, kind of like a teenager. And so it must have been up in the tree. Again, tree climbers. Up in the tree, and the branch broke, and the skunk ape fell. Well, when this, she had to slam on her brakes. And she said the look on the face of the skunk ape was like it was like oops, like it got caught.
Yeah.
I mean to do that, and then it goes running off, and just crazy stuff. But it's very, like I said, it's very different down south. They don't seem to build structures like they do like
Mm-hmm,
Bigfoots do.
Yeah.
Vocalizations, maybe some chatter. Footprints are hard to find, obviously, but they just don't. Like I said, structures. They don't build anything. They don't seem to build anything.
Yeah,
One
because like you were
time,
saying, that makes a lot of sense. If they're going up and climbing,
which
to stay out
again,
of it.
think about if it's a primate. A primate isn't necessarily going to be, building stuff. They're just going to they just want a place where they can nest and eat, sleep, and that's it. So one time, my first time down the Everglades, I'm not sure which trail I was on, I found what looked like a giant hammock between two trees just off the trail.
Oh, wow.
And I was looking up at this thing. It was probably about 8 feet off the trail in the water. Okay. 8 to 10 feet. And it was just this cluster of thousands of vines, but it looked like a giant hammock. It was 10 feet wide and about 8 feet, 10 feet long and about 8 feet wide. Perfect for something like a skunk ape or panther or whatever, something to get up there and sleep easily. Get out of the water. You're up at a higher level. You're able to see. And don't know if that's what it really was used for, but it sure looked like a hammock.
Are they nocturnal creatures? Or are they?
Not necessarily. And I don't think there's daytime sightings.
Well, yeah, there's a ton of
David Shealy's. His are all daytime sightings.
Well, the amazing one the one that I like that he has is the one where the skunk ape is running across the sawgrass.
Yes.
And I don't know what show I was watching, but they were trying to debunk that. And there's one burst where the skunk ape was moving really fast. So they tried to run through the muck, and no human can run that fast.
That's Expedition X that you're talking about.
Okay, that's what I'm
And
thinking.
I gave him the idea. I was the consultant for that show.
That was a great idea, and you're a genius because that's what got me to thinking
Well, because we did a research study, a 3-month research study with David Shealy and that particular video. We attempted 2 reenactments. We went there in February a couple of years ago and March. So it was 2 months. Mm-hmm. So my team members, Chris and Mike at the time, they went out to the spot where the skunk ape was first seen because it was walking. It was walking along a tree hammock, and then it cut over to the sawgrass and it was walking, and then it took off running, right? You saw that.
Yep.
And so we tried it. We could not do it. And we were going through during the dry season. That video was July 8th of 2000 in the middle of, billion degrees, high humidity, daytime, and there's water. In the wet season, there's at least 1.5, 2.5 feet of water out there at all times.
Yeah, and you try to walk through that, and it's like walking through molasses. You're not.
You couldn't do it in the dry season because of the brush and the sawgrass. Number one, is sharp as could be.
They'll cut your ass up.
And when it dies, it collects on the ground. So you have this padding.
Then you almost have their stumps, which are real uneven. You step on that, you twist your ankle. You can't even.
Logs. You've got holes. You got gators. You got snakes. You have sharks. You have rays. You've got just holes. Just when you're out there as a human, you're trying to figure out where to step next. Right.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you're almost kind of going walking
you're going to the right.
This thing had a nice stride, it was.
Yeah, this thing was on a mission. It went straight. It didn't care if there was a hole, if there was a gator, if there was a snake. Its head was up and it was going. And but we couldn't do it. It was mud. It was muddy when we were out there, dried up mud, and our feet was getting caught in the sawgrass during the dry season.
Did you borrow one of I forget his last name, Josh's Bigfoot suits?
Did we what? No.
You know Josh that dresses up as Bigfoot at the event?
Oh yeah, Josh. Yes.
Throw him out there, make him run.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. I mean, with 1.5 to 2 feet of water in the summertime, number one, you're wearing a suit when it's
Exactly.
humidity is like 90%.
If you don't have any clothes, you're sweating your ass off.
And the water, you're in a suit, you're trying to move through 2 feet of water.
Right.
For at least over a half a mile.
Yeah.
There's no way.
There's no
There
way.
is absolutely no way. The drag of the water, the weight of the water on the suit, that person would have tripped, would have gone down. His suit would have, half come off or whatever. The weight of
Where
the
was
water
that?
on the suit.
Where was that video captured?
Huh?
Where was that video?
Behind David's
filmed?
place. Ochapi.
Okay.
Behind his research headquarters, about a mile.
Okay.
Mile back.
Yeah, actually, I reached out to him to ask if we can use that video in our episode. He was like, absolutely, yeah. So that was cool.
Yeah. So then a month later, I brought in a trail runner he does long distance trail running. He's a friend of mine in Tallahassee, and we invited him to come down. I wanted to see if he could do it. He's experienced running in all kinds of terrains, right?
Right.
He couldn't do it. He said the same thing. His feet were getting caught in the sawgrass, and you could see he was doing the same thing. He's looking for the path of least resistance, right? So he's going a little to the right, a little to the left. He's trying to run, but where am I going to make my next step at? Yeah. So I also did a study of the environmental conditions and the weather and the temperature and the humidity at the time. The feel-like temperature was 109.5 degrees on that date and time. So tell me that there's somebody.
Yeah, anybody in a suit would have
running
would have died from dehydration.
Yeah, like I said, they wouldn't have made it 20 feet, and they would have
break an ankle or bust a knee or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so, and that video is so wild to watch. It really is.
It is, and it's like I said, it's on a mission. So David said he saw a deer earlier going through there. He thinks he was going after the deer. It was on a mission. It looked straight ahead. It was walking, and then it took off running, and it just looked like it was gliding. When humans walk or run, their heads bob and stuff. This thing is just like moving.
It was moving.
It
looked natural. Yeah,
it was
really
walking,
natural.
And then it took off running. And whether it saw him, whether it saw David and took off running, or if it just started to go run. So we did this whole 3-month story. We did a little documentary on it. So that's on YouTube. And so when Expedition X contacted me, I gave them the idea. I said, well, you ought to do this because we did the reenactment. We couldn't do it. So that's what you saw. That was my idea. Awesome. And it was because of the research study that we did. Me and my team did. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we believe it's legit. We do believe it's legit. And the thing is, all these people who say, oh, that's just a guy running in grass. Number one, they have no clue what it's like out there.
Yeah.
They have never been in those conditions. And the thing is, in 24 years, David said no one has ever gone out and tried to do a research study like we did. In 24 years, all these people, oh no, it's fake, it's a hoax. But no one ever went out there and tried to figure it out like we did. And so we're the first research team to ever have done that for him. So, it was interesting. It was a fun study. It really was. Just to try to do it, try to debunk it. We couldn't.
Yeah.
We could not.
Well, we're at that time of the show. We've actually extended it. With
Sorry.
all me hopping in and out. Actually, we were investigating at the Gold Coast Railroad Museum Saturday. Maybe I brought something with me. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, I'll blame it
You
on
brought
that.
someone. You brought a friend home. Mhm.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Just for kicks, if I know we're kind of getting to that time, but I'm just going to play a few seconds of this video just in case they haven't seen it, so they can see what we're talking about
David
here.
Shealy? Mhm.
Yeah.
David Shealy video.
So, yeah, this was back in 2000.
Yeah, so it's walking there.
Mm-hmm.
He's just walking along.
Then it bolts.
Yeah, then it's going to start taking off. But yeah, I mean, that grass is in some places it's up over the shoulders of a human. So it could be like 3 feet to 6 feet tall. But it's going to start. That's where we started our reenactment, right there along those hammocks. That hammock, he kind of like looks like he's going in and out of the trees a little bit, like right there. He starts to pop out, and then he's going to start going across the sawgrass. But yeah, it's like he's hugging the hammock. Just, maybe look for the deer or look for something, and then it's going to pop out. And he's going to start moving across the sawgrass. And it's a very interesting. Yep. Yeah. So my trail runner Thomas, he's 6'2", I think, and he was about the same size as that skunk ape there.
Yeah, and imagine, like, I don't know if anybody knows the Florida heat. You know what I mean? Like, just that walk, just that stride, like that. It wearing anything that resembled a suit like that.
Where it starts moving.
So here it goes.
Right here.
He's taking long strides, and then he's gonna, like you said, he's just going straight. He's just moseying along, and then he's gonna. There he goes, and then he just takes off, running. I mean, look how he glides.
That's crazy.
Look at him.
Look how fast he's going. He's gliding, and he has what looks like a conical shaped head too.
And there's no AI in 2000.
No. I mean, look out. David's phone wasn't the greatest either. So
right. He looks like he was filming with a Sony Hi8.
Yeah, he's had 4 sightings though. The first one when he was 10 years old. So do you think he was hoaxing when he was 10? No. Him and his brother saw it. And so then in 97, he took like a series of 27 photographs out there. And then the third sighting was this one, the video. And then the fourth sighting was, he was in an area where there was a lot of palmettos, saw palmetto berries.
Yes.
They seem to love saw palmetto berries.
Do they?
But it's illegal for you to pick them.
Yeah, so we had a big problem. We had a big problem in our camp because they sprout like crazy by our camp, and we're having people come in and they were picking them and filling up whole truck beds, and they were going onto people's property and
illegal.
And it was a big nightmare.
Very
people were getting pissed and they were going on people's property, but yeah, it was a mess.
Yeah, because it's medicinal, right? They sell them to these pharmaceutical companies or whatever.
Correct.
The black market, but it's very, very it's against the law to do that.
Yeah, saw palmetto berries. Yep.
Yep, but they seem to like it. So he was in an area where there was a bunch of them, and he was walking through, and like 3 or 4 skunk apes popped up and took off running. They were in the palmettos eating or whatever, and they just kind of like he didn't get a clear view of it. Like he heard it, turned around, and just saw things scatter.
A couple of them scatter.
Yeah, so he's had 4 sightings of skunk apes. So,
Well, when you spend that much time looking for them, I guess, right?
yeah.
Well, that's where he lives, right? And,
Yep.
So, Eric, you were just about to say?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I think you were saying that we went a little bit over and we're just
Yes,
getting ready to
we
wrap
Oh
it up.
yeah. So Marie, tell people where they can find you, if you have any events coming up or any videos coming up. Like, this is your time to plug yourself on
Okay.
the Unplugged radio show.
So the main place to find me is me and my group. The Mid-Florida Bigfoot Research Group is on Facebook. We have a YouTube channel, Mid-Florida Bigfoot. We also have an Instagram, Mid-Florida Bigfoot account. What else? I have a website, midfloridabigfoot.com. And there you can see, we have a research gallery of photographs that you can look at some of the weird stuff that we have found, very unique stuff. And all of our media appearances, podcasts, like this podcast, I'll be adding to my website so people can click on it from my website and look at it.
Perfect.
And I put your logo there, so you got to send me a logo. And
awesome.
Yep. So that's probably about it as far as upcoming events. I know in March we're doing the Florida Wildlife Expo in Brooksville. Okay. We've been invited to speak, not speak. We're just invited to, have a display there. And then in June, of course, the Great Florida Bigfoot Conference. We're working on some other things. We're working on another little documentary that we did at Jennings. And so that's probably about it right now. But we're out every weekend.
I'll tell you one thing. I would love to hop on one of your expeditions.
Absolutely. Anytime you want. Anytime. If you're in the area or whatever, say, hey, I'm in the area,
Actually, you know what? Maybe I'll sleep in the car like you do. I got plenty of room. I'll bring a little air mattress and throw it in the back of my SUV.
Yes. You should come.
Yeah.
Like I said, we are out every weekend, and we have been for the past 7 years.
Well, we're definitely going to stay in touch for sure.
Yeah, and if we capture anything strange that we're unsure about, maybe we can have you take a look at
it.
Yeah, anytime.
Expert's opinion.
You're going to be like, you dummy, that's an owl.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's an owl, okay?
Well, it was funny because when we were in the studio, I was telling you that this weekend we're going to film an episode out in the Everglades to see what we get. And I'm thinking this lady probably thinks we're nuts. And then when you started telling me, like, when I first started, I was just wandering around by myself.
Yep.
So we're from the same breed, Marie. We're all nuts here.
Exactly. So good luck. And I think you ought to play the Sierra Sounds while you're out there.
Okay, yeah, I think that's
right? What the heck?
Yeah.
Wait,
I mean,
I wanted to throw one thing at you. So Mike has this what is it, like a flute or something? It's Aborigine.
Oh, the didgeridoo.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was in Australia for 7 months.
Yeah, heck yeah, why not? I would do that.
You could
I have brought like singing bowls, Tibetan singing bowls.
Oh yeah. That's cool.
I've done that before. We're
gonna have so much crap. We're gonna need like a
I know. We need a van.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything, but yeah, we've done. I've done different things. Singing bowls is my favorite one to do.
Ooh, I got one. Maybe I should bring it.
Just those,
do you?
Depending on how big yours is, they get very loud, very, very loud. The ones I have are very super loud.
Big
so
ones.
I've done that before. I've done chimes.
Oh, interesting.
Sierra Sounds. We've done that. We've done animal, like a baby deer making a distress call or something, or rabbits and stuff like that. We have a call blaster that we use too. And but I would try the Sierra Sounds only because
Yeah.
of the gibberish. Like I told you, I heard out there.
Yeah.
It sounded like, Mandarin. It was just like, which is what the Sierra Sound sounds like. So I would
Okay.
play that. And
I'll
see
download it. I'll download it this week because I know we're probably not gonna
listening
we're
out
gonna
there.
we're not gonna have any service out there. So I'll download it and I'll
Yep.
add it to a little speaker.
Yep. That's what I would do if I was you.
Very cool. Very cool. I love it. I'm excited.
Yeah, I
So-
want to hear what goes on. You have to tell me.
All right.
Let me know what happens.
We'll do.
Mike will reach out to Eric's in the hospital.
Yeah. You tripped and fell.
Marie, Mike's in the hospital. Oh my God, you won't believe what happened.
So, Marie, thank you very much for
Yes,
all your
thank you.
insight and
Yes,
all
thank
your amazing experiences and everything that you brought to this show tonight.
Mhm.
And thank you everybody that's signed in and has watched and listened to us tonight. If you want to find out more about us, you can check us out. If you go to my webpage is FLA-paranormalresearcher.com, and that links out to all my social media. And we also have a website, thehauntedfiles.com. You can check us out there. Eric, where can they find you?
You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube under Ghost Hunter of South Florida. And you can find us at some events this year. We're going to be at the White Hill Mansion Paranormal Expo, May 3rd, with some amazing guests. So if you're in the New Jersey, Pennsylvania area, come see us. And I'm honored because I'm on the committee for the Rock Island Roadhouse Paranormal Esoteric Expo. I'm going to talk to you, Marie, real quick about that when we finish. So yeah, if you want to be a part of that expo, it's amazing. They have amazing guests. Last year they had Annabelle, Patty Negree was there, and it's up in Rock Island, Illinois, and it's at a haunted location, and it's getting bigger and bigger every year. So if you want to be a part of it, be a sponsor or a vendor, you can reach out to me directly. I'm on the committee and helping them with that. And then July will be at the Gettysburg Bash. So if you're in that same area, you can come see us. And then the Rock Island Esoteric Expo is going to be in October, I believe.
Yeah, come out and talk with us. And we love sharing stories and chatting with everybody. So come on out and see us. And thanks again for tuning in. And we will see you next Monday. And keep it spooky, everybody.